most powerful men in history know something about you that you don't even know yourself.
Behind the closed doors of the 33rd degree of Freemasonry, specific rituals manipulate the magnetism that governs your life.
Manly P. Hall, an initiate of the Innermost Circle, documented the secret. Every single thought you have creates measurable magnetic waves. The air you breathe carries solar magnetism, invisible particles that obey the same ancient symbols Egyptian priests used to bend reality. Entire generations have magnetized failure because it's not in the power structure's interest for the masses to know the occult mathematics. The personal magnetic field you inherited was already programmed before you were born. While you doubt, they apply. While you question, they manifest. The difference? They know the exact rituals that transform attention into matter. And you walk blindfolded, but I can reveal the protocol to you.
Behind the oldest initiatic organizations of the world, the Egyptian temples, the Pythagorean brotherhoods, the Rosicrucian orders, and centuries later, modern Freemasonry, lies the same principle: the conviction that reality can be shaped by subtle, invisible forces, and that man, by mastering the science of these principles, becomes a co-creator of the universe. The 33rd Masonic degree, the highest level of the Scottish Rite system, is not a title of political or social power, but a level of understanding of the magnetic laws that sustain creation. The Canadian scholar and philosopher Manly Palmer Hall, author of The Secret Teachings of All Ages, published in 1928 and himself an initiate of the 33rd degree, compiled and systematized this body of esoteric knowledge, revealing a comprehensive view of universal magnetism as the foundation of manifestation. In his symbolic interpretation of ancient doctrines, magnetism emerges as the vital force connecting consciousness and matter, the secret link between mind and cosmos. This magnetism is not limited to the physical force that attracts metals. It is the substance that animates all realms of nature and serves as the vehicle of creative will. It is the breath of the great architect, the solar fluid that permeates the air, the earth, and the human body. For the ancient Hierophants, every particle of the cosmos vibrated in response to a greater field, the living ether, described by Hall as a matrix sensitive to the frequencies of the mind. Just as iron moves under the influence of a magnet, matter responds to the mental pattern that the observer impresses upon the ocean of subtle energy. The initiate learns to align thoughts, emotions, and intentions in order to shape this substance. This mastery was taught in the higher degrees of Freemasonry through the language of metals, ritual gestures, and sacred numbers. Hall explains that magnetism operates on three interdependent planes: physical, psychic, and spiritual. On the physical plane, it manifests as electricity and vitality. On the psychic, as emotion and imagination. On the spiritual, as creative will. The human being exists at the intersection of these three currents, the microcosm reflecting the macrocosm. The Egyptian priests called this energy Ka, the alchemists named it Azoth, and the Kabbalists referred to it as astral light. The initiate's task was to purify the inner field until it became a translucent channel for this current. In the highest degrees, the Mason discovers that universal magnetism is the language through which God speaks to creation. Every thought is an electric spark cast into the magnetic fabric of the universe. When charged with coherent emotion, it becomes a living form on the subtle plane and attracts corresponding circumstances on the material plane. That is why the Masters warned, man attracts both what he loves and what he fears. Attention is the conductor of magnetism. Wherever the mind rests, the field condenses. This law appears in every initiatic tradition. In Hermeticism, it is expressed by the axiom, as above, so below. In the esoteric Gospels, it echoes in the phrase, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there. These are expressions of the same science of consciousness. Magnetism is mathematical. It follows laws of frequency, polarity, and resonance. Recurrent thoughts function like waves that shape the personal field. Coherent emotions reinforce the pattern. Chaotic emotions fragment it. The 33rd degree understands this energetic architecture and translates it into ritual practice. Every gesture, symbol, and vibratory word is designed to align the individual field with the cosmic pattern.